It's me, Victor, back again, and welcome back to my shop. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing really good. So today I'll be working back again on the Civic, and I'll be installing some innovative parts. I'll be showing you guys how to install is a boost, wideband, ethanol content, and the ethanol temperature. Gauge is only 4-in-1 gauge, and then I'll be installing the oil pressure and temperature sensor. So that's what this video is going to be about. So let me go ahead and start doing the unboxing on them products and show you guys what they come with. Alright, so here we are. I don't know which one's this one, so let me open this one up. Oh, so this is the alright, so this is the wideband boost and ethanol content gauge. So here is the this is the boost sensor, innovative 4-bar map sensor. That's that. This is the wideband sensor. This is the lead. It goes from the gauge to the wideband sensor. And here's the gauge. This kit does not come with this sensor right here, which I already installed on my fuel system video. So this is the GM E85 sensor, which it reads how many, the percentage of E85 is running through your system. So yeah, this is the sensor. This kit, that kit doesn't come with it. You can buy another. If you look around, you can buy this whole kit with that sensor on it. But whenever I bought it, I did not saw that one, so I ended up buying this one first. So here's the gauge right there. It says EBC1 ethanol advanced innovative Motorsports. So yeah, so also, and then here's the other one, the oil pressure and oil temperature sensor. So this right here, this is the programming cable for the gauge. This one is for the oil temperature sensor, and then so this is for the this is the one for the oil pressure sensor. Here's the gauge. So here's the oil pressure gauge. So yeah, I'll be installing both of these on the car. And then if we come over here to the car, so we got power, boys. So I end up buddy of mine ended up giving this to me. This is one of those cluster gauge pod cluster for EK. So pretty much I'll be removing that one, factory one, and putting this one in, and then this one's gonna have both of the gauges right there. It's gonna look nice and and clean, instead of having a bunch of gauges here like back in the old days, or here, or having to remove this and put them down here, which I can, but I think it's better off over here because I don't want to be looking down in the gauges when the street is straight ahead. So I'll be showing you guys how to install those gauges on your car, and I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Alright, so let's start with the oil. So have you guys seen before all the way, let's see if I can show you guys. See that right there? That's the oil pressure sensor, and that one goes where the with the factory Honda oil pressure sensor goes on the block. So instead of me using the factory Honda one, I just remove that one from there, and I install this one. So I'll be running this harness right here. This is the one I'll be running from that gauge to inside the car. So pretty much what you do, this connector, you have to reach all the way down where that sensor is at and plug it in, and then this other end right here, what you do is you feed it through any port or any hole you got through the firewall inside the car to the gauge. So I ran the wire through that grommet right there on the firewall, lifted it up the car in the air, and I plugged in the harness right here at the sensor. This is the oil pressure sensor. Now here's the oil temperature sensor. So pretty much I want to grab this other harness that is for that, I'm gonna plug it. So I plugged in the harness into the sensor. Now I'm gonna, the position that I put it at is either I go this way, either I go this way and up with some zip ties and everything, or I can loop it behind the axle. But I think I'm gonna go this route just because I got more space to put some of those hose clamps like I put down in the oil lines and coolant lines, and I can put like one here and hold this wire really nice so it doesn't hit the axle. So yeah, let me go ahead and feed the line through and then just route everything really nice, and then I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so I put one of those hose clamp, put it here. It's a little bit bent, but it has some slack on it, and right here also has some slack, the wiring harness, so it's not as tight as it looks. So I'm pretty sure that should be good there. So now I have to go and feed all these wire loom all the way up through there and through that little hole on the firewall. Alright, right after I have both of the wires already ran through the firewall, go back in the car over here, and then I have the wires right here. So now I have to find a way to run them all the way through here. So first I have to remove this the bezel out, and then so I can just run the wires through there. And then the gauge has, so we're going to be using the red and black wire, power and ground, and then this one right here, this connector with a 3 wire, and this connector with a 2 wire. So the 3 wire is going to go to the oil pressure sensor, and then the 2 wire is going to go to the oil temperature sensor. So to remove this bezel, you grab a Phillips screwdriver, one of these stubby ones, and then you just like unscrew the Phillips screws that it has right there on both sides. And then after that, what you do is you grab the top and you pull on it, and then the bottom you pull on it on each side, and then there it goes, it comes right out. 2 tabs right there, 2 screws on the top, and then it's out. So now you see you have all that room to run the wiring harness through there. To install this sensor on the gauge pod on these bezel, so pretty much what you do is you remove these 2 nuts it has right here, and then after you remove that, you slide the gauge through here, and then you install this back in place. And the same process from the oil gauge, do it in the other gauge, and there you have it. You have both of the gauge right there. So now I can go ahead and install this, since the wiring harness is long enough and they're gonna hang all the way down there. So let me go ahead and install this gauge pod in place back over there, and then yeah, we continue installing the installation process on the gauges. And then just like that, after you install it, this is your view of the both gauges in there in place. I wish they make this one on this style, so then they both can match. But for now, this is what they have, and then yeah, this is what I install on the car. But yeah, I like the view. It's a nice and clear view. Even though you sit down, if you sit down all the way back here, see the steering wheel matches, you know, the gauges and everything, all the view and all that. So, and then like I said earlier, the wires they hang from there. And yeah, now it's time to install this wiring harness where they go, and then after that we just gotta clean all the harness instead of having them all hanging around. Just, you know, make it nice and clean. Now I'm gonna run the wideband sensor, the flex use sensor, and then also the boost gauge sensor, and then run all the wires in. And then after I have all those wiring harness inside the car, I'm going to know where to put everything at. So I just don't want to start tucking just these ones first, just because I know I'm gonna need, you know, I'm gonna have extra wiring harness. So yeah, in that case, I'll have everything in here in one place, and then I'll just talk everything at once. So, and then the power and ground, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna unite both together, both gauges, and then just run it into a like a 30 amp fuse or something like that. That whenever you apply power to it, the gauges, they come on. All right, so now you're gonna grab the now, since I'm done with the oil one, oil gauge wire sensors and stuff. So I'm gonna install the EBC 4-to-1. So pretty much I'm going to grab the connector for the E85 sensor. So pretty much you connect it where your sensor is at. There it is. I just make the connection. Now you have to run the wiring harness all the way through your ground mount on the firewall, and then just connect it to the gauge. So here's where I install the sensor. I tap the intake manifold underneath, so that's our vacuum source for the map sensor, and I put one of these push to lock lines on the intake, but over here I had to put it on that sensor, and then I put a zip tie on it because this I cannot screw one of those push to lock fittings on this sensor, because then I'll be messing it up. That'll be something really nice. That'll be something really nice on the future if Innovative come out with one of these sensors that has a push to lock line right here. That'll be awesome. So Innovative, think about that for the future. So now the last one that I have to run is the wideband one. So pretty much it goes all the way through here. So I'm gonna feed it down here, back, and through that grommet over there. And I'm not gonna install the sensor yet, just because I have to calibrate the sensor, and I'll be showing you guys how to do it on this video. Instead of grabbing that grommet from over there, I had one right here. You can see all the way down there. So I end up using that one. So now the wire harness comes through here, right here to here, and then once I put the sensor on, it's gonna be all right in here, straight to the passenger side. So now I have to come now over here inside the car, and then I'm gonna grab that wire, run it through the dash and over here, so I can start plugging stuff here on the gauge. All right, now I have everything connected here. Here's the map sensor, here's the E85 sensor, and then here's the wideband sensor. Now, it's 3 wires that we are going to be using here. The white one, this wire goes to the headlight fuse. The reason for that is because once you turn on your lights, the gauges, they're going to dim, so it's not that bright. It's not as bright at night. And then the red, it goes to a 12-volt source, and then the black one goes to ground. These are the 3, and then these are the 3 wires here. The orange, brown, and yellow. These are for outputs for the let's say you have a Honda S300 and you want to monitor the temperature or gas temperature, the ethanol content, and then the wideband signal. So you plug this into your analog outputs of your ECU, and then then you can run fail safes and all that stuff on your car. But since I don't have a Honda S300, we're not gonna be using this. So same thing with this one right here. So yeah, well, no, this one doesn't have it because this is oil and stuff, but still, yeah. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be jumping these two together, the red, white, and black wires. I'll be jumping them from here, and then I'll be making one wiring harness, so I can go to ground, and then one to power, and then one to the headlights. All right, so I have all the harness tucked in over here, and they're not fully nice because it comes with a bunch of like extra loom, so you can just route it wherever you want. But now I heat shrink the wiring harness, some extra wires into the light wiring harness. As you can see, I have the negative right here with one of those eye connectors and to ground. So now I'm looking for a headlight source. So pretty much this fuse right here is left low beam, and right low beam. So pretty much, if I go over here and I put it right there, let's see if I can do all this. There we go. So pretty much, if I put this on the fuse, this is a test light. So if I put that one on the fuse, as soon as I turn on the lights, automatically it will give power. So this the white wire, that's where it's going to go. So now I don't have one of those fuse like back connectors where you can grab the fuse, remove it, and then put the that one connector, and then you put the fuse on top. I don't have that. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to cut this wire right here, and then I'm going to splice it and leave some extra, enough wire hanging out. So then I remove that fuse that I just tested it out. So pretty much what I'll be doing is this. I will be putting it right here like that on the fuse. This is a little ghetto way to get it done, but it gets the job done. So pretty much just like that, and then just put it back in place where this fuse was at. So fuse is back in place, and then that's it for that. So pretty much I'll be doing the same thing, well, not the same thing, but I'll be I'll be finding a 12-volt source for the power wire now, and then I'll connect that one to wherever it needs to go. Alrighty, now all the wire harness is all connected. So once you have the negative and positive connected, then you go and install your key, and just like that, the gauges are up and running. They're all working like it should. So now the gauge is all working like it should. Alright, so I'm getting ready to calibrate the sensor. So pretty much, like I said earlier, this is ethanol content. This is the O2 sensor. It says error 2, which means the O2 sensor is not connected. So pretty much, whenever you're about to calibrate the sensor, what you have to do is you have to power up the gauge, right? And then after that, you have to leave it for 30 seconds, and then it's gonna give you, it will give you this error code before that, but you have to let it sit for 30 seconds, right? As soon as those 30 seconds pass, what you're gonna do is you're gonna shut it off, and then you're gonna go, pretty much you're gonna go and you're gonna grab your wideband, and then you're gonna plug it in on the connector. Once you plug in your wideband, you're gonna remove this out of it, and then you're gonna leave it out. You're not gonna put it on the bung right there and then. The sensor needs to be calibrated with the outside air, because if you put it on the pipe, you do the calibration like that, it's gonna give you incorrect reading. So I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna put the sensor right there, and then we're gonna go inside the car, and once again we are going to put the key on, which keys are right here. So there you go. Put the key on. It says O2 sensor HTR, which is the heating procedure. So right now the sensor is heating up. So we wait. You gotta wait until it starts saying calibration. I think it's a CLR. Yeah. So yeah, you will have to wait for a little bit. There we go. Now it's calibration. Now after calibration, I'm pretty sure the sensor is already done and calibrated. So then you hit the display, and then you have the air fuel ratio, then you have the ethanol percentage, the PSI, and then the fuel temperature. So, and that's not reading right, just because that's pretty much reading the outside temperature right now, which is 92. But yeah, once this process is done, turn off the key, come back over here to the car, and you can unplug it. Now you can unplug it and then screw the sensor on the port. if you unplug this sensor with the ignition key on, the calibration process is gonna reset. So you will have to do that process once again. So remember, just remove the key, unplug it, screw it on the pipe, and then plug it back in, and then you turn on the key and then turn on the car, and it's gonna give you the air-fuel ratios like it should. All right, so the sensor is back on the exhaust pipe. I'm not gonna turn on the car because the car still needs oil, coolant, transmission fluid, and then yeah, still gotta adjust the valves. But yeah, let me test it out, make sure everything is working like it should. Sensor is heating up, and we have a reading in a little bit. Yep, there we go. So sensor is reading, oil sensor is up and going. So yeah guys, one step closer to get this car done. Like I said, next video will be putting oil on the car, the first start, and having it dyno ready. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video once again. I can't wait until I get this car up in the dyno. I want to see the numbers. I have put a lot of money and effort on this car because I really want to see what a nice build will give you. So I have built cars half-fast before, and yeah, they're fun, but this time I said let me step it up a notch, and then let me make something a bit cleaner. I hope you guys are enjoying this series of videos of this car. I am really enjoying making these videos for you guys, so you guys can see, you know, the process of how to, you know, get a car from zero to this point. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.